was the adventures they went on, the people they met, and the stories that they came out of that with. And so that's just really cool about history. The part I was telling you about is the mistakes that we make can really bring some really cool things into our lives, the people and the adventures that we go on. So that's really cool. And you guys are doing that too today. You guys are making me proud because you guys are actually going on your adventures and trying to learn from the planet that we live on and how we can hopefully make it better, a better place, because there's always room for improvement in what we do on this planet and how we treat it and how we treat our lives and the people that we share that with. So I'm glad you guys shared that with me today. And I know it sounds like I'm saying we're all done or whatever, but we're not. We're going to have a lot of fun once we get back down into town. We're going to go to the overlook and look at what Skagway looks like from above, and then I'll tell you the Soapy Smith story, and yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. And actually, I think I'll start telling you the Soapy Smith story since we have a little bit of time. And so back in the day when this town started becoming hustle and bustle, a man named Jefferson R. Smith actually came into town, and he was known for being kind of like a preacher man type thing, and he had the gift of gab. He liked to get attention from people and things like that, but he thought being a religious man would make him good money and spread the word of God and this and that, but he found that it wasn't making him rich very fast, so he actually went on the dark side of that and decided to become a con man, and he conned a lot of people out of money. He found that just convincing people of some crazy things that he could make a lot of money. So lying became his number one thing, and the reason he got one of his cons is how he got his name, Soapy Smith. And it wasn't a con that he ever used in Skagway because people were already picking up on this con by the time he got here. But that con is that he would have this briefcase that was on little stilts, and he'd sit it up in the corner of the street and say, "Everyone come around, I got some great soap here that's going to be spiritually cleansing, and it's going to, cure all your ills, and it's going to make you feel healthier and help your hair grow back, and it's going to make you smell good on top of that." What a deal, right? Well, and it's only $5 a bar, or not $5 a bar, that would be terrible, 5 cents a bar, right? Wow, okay, that's reasonable. Most people will be like, okay, 5 cents a bar, let's try it out. Well, but he said, I have a deal for you. I have some over here that are wrapped up in this ribbon, and in this ribbon there's anywhere from $1 to $100 bill stuffed in there, and if you pay me $5, you have a chance to win. Well, people weren't falling for it at first, but then, a gentleman goes, okay, I'll take that bet, and gave him $5, and he won $20. And another guy would come along and won $50. 10 here. Oh my goodness, I won $100. So all these folks just rushed in and give the $5 for this bar. So most of them all just went away with a dollar bill or something. And then the man that won the 20 and the 50 and the 100 met him later on in the alley, and they all split the money. So that was his con, which was terrible. But anyway, so basically, his biggest con here in Skagway is that he had a telegram. He had a booth that he built and everything else, and the wires were going out into the woods. And he said, if you pay me $5, I will send a telegram to your family letting them know that you made it to Skagway all right. If you pay me $5 to receive a telegram back from them, you will receive that telegram back. And so they would send something to their family, and then all of a sudden they would get a reply back in a week or so. And that reply would be, oh, we're so glad you made it to Skagway. We're glad that everything is going well. But Timmy is sick, and we had the truck broke down or something, and the farm broke down, and we're starving, and we need money. So for a small fee, you can send them money. And so, but the fact of the matter is there was never a telegram here in Skagway. That rope just went right off the river, and he pocketed every cent of that money. So pretty sad. But people were getting to know that he was a bad guy, and he actually had about 300 men running the streets of Skagway, conning people, picking people up. He also had a parlor that he built that's on 2nd Street, right across from the Red Onion that I showed you guys earlier this morning. And he served alcohol, and it was a gambling hall. So he'd get people very drunk, and then they would gamble their money away. Sorry. Sorry, I choked on myself. Okay. So, he would also, let's see. He also made people believe in him. He was a very good author, and he actually helped a lot of people. You know how I said out of that, 70,000 of the 100,000 people that made it through here all those 3 years, a lot of them would get here and realize they ran out of money real quick. They didn't have money for supplies. They didn't have resources to get their food and things like that, and so they just wanted to go home. And actually, his thing was, is if you came to me and wanted to go home, he would pay for your ticket home. And he actually helped a lot of the working women in this town, because actually the most money that was actually made in this town was made by the women workers in this town. They were the prostitutes of this town. They had all the brothels they had in this town. And they called it mining the miners. So the miners would come back with all their money and give it back to the women for favor. Which is sad, because they didn't treat these women very well. They didn't help them very much. A lot of them were getting very sick from STDs and dying, and they wouldn't even give them their final rites because they felt that they were not religiously worthy of it, which was very sad, because these men were the ones that were participating in this whole thing. Sorry, I just need to fill out a form I forgot to fill out.